Hello, everyone. This is Jennifer, and I'm back with a very, very interesting guest today. And yes, we are going to be talking about amazing conversations on conscious change. Yeah, change happens all the time. In fact, my guest and myself just now experienced a bit of change. We were recording, and suddenly it went poof off. So, what happens in times of change, and how can we actually make change work for us and to our advantage? So, my next guest is a lady who has had tremendous amount of experience. She's a businesswoman, a true pioneer, an advisor, a board member, and a decorated knight. Wow. And she has been also selected 4 times by Forbes magazine as one of the most powerful 50 business Arab women. Now, I don't want to say anything more, it's just to invite her onto the call. So, Yasmina Azhari, welcome to the call. How are you doing today?
Hello, dear Jennifer. Thank you so much for the introduction. I really feel flattered. And I hope that I deserve all the words that you said about me. Thank you so much.
You're
I'm doing
most
fine.
welcome. The other thing
I'm
that
doing,
I've got to tell everyone about Yasmina is with all these amazing accolades that she has behind her name and the experience and the expertise, she's one woman who is extremely humble and is a pleasure to be with. So, Yasmina, let's get started with you were not born a knight. How did you start up and where did it all begin? If you can share with our listeners, where are you from? And give us a bit of your cultural amazing mixture, please.
yes, thank you again. So I was born in Syria. My father is Syrian. I'm originally from Latakia. And my mother is from Serbia, from Belgrade. So I am holding both nationalities. And I was raised in a house where both both ideas, both beliefs were shared. So we were fasting in Ramadan and we were celebrating in Christmas. So I think that this mixture maybe gave me some difference in the way of thinking.
Yeah, it
So
is
I studied,
absolutely true. It's absolutely true. So it
yes,
is the melting pot of two brilliant cultures that come together to
exactly.
create far greater. Super.
Yeah,
Please carry
yes.
on.
So my father was talking to my mother in French language. My father was talking to us in Arabic, and my mother was talking to us in Serbian language.
Wow.
So yes, and then I studied French literature, but I was working in English. So
Wow.
that's why I am a little bit well aware of four languages. I went to study French literature, and it was very easy for me because we were talking home uh, with English, with the French language. So it was very easy for me. I told my father that I wanted to work with him, and I was 17 years old. So I jumped into the business. We were ship agents in Syria. We were Skandaj,
Okay.
Ned Lloyd, and then Maersk ship agents in Syria for a long, long time.
Okay.
So I did shipping business with my father for 38 years.
Wow.
Yes, my father used to be the honorary consul of the Netherlands. He was also decorated by Her Majesty the Queen by that time twice. When he
Okay.
had to go to retirement, so the embassy called me and asked me if I am willing to follow up the career and to become the honorary consul because I was always helping and I was present in all their activities and the celebrations. And I accepted. It was in 99. So I am now for the last 21 years, I am the honorary consul of the Netherlands in the Syrian coast. I'm covering Latakia and Tartus. And now, even when the war started in Syria, the embassy closed the locations in Damascus, but they kept me as a honorary consul in Latakia and Tartus. In
Now that
2000,
is
and I'm,
amazing.
I'm jumping very quickly. In 2006, the war started in Lebanon. So I was asked to help in evacuating the Dutch citizens who are mainly maybe Lebanese with Dutch nationality or really Dutch citizens living in Lebanon. So I had to help in evacuating them by receiving them at the Syrian borders, Syrian-Lebanese borders. So I was going every day, you know, at 5 o'clock a.m. I was there staying till 6 p.m. I was doing hard job. Once His Excellency the Ambassador jumped in. He asked me, it was very early, it was 6 a.m. He came from Damascus. He asked me, Yasmina, what are you doing here? I said, I am waiting for buses with people. I mean, there is pregnant women, there is sick children. So I had pampers in the car. I had milk. I had everything which could be necessary for them as a first help. So he told me, you are the only female honorary consul in Syria. Where is everybody else here? I said, everybody is sending drivers. So I was the only female really standing at the Syrian-Lebanese borders waiting for the cars. And to my great appreciation and to big surprise, in 6 months later on, after 6 months, I received a very nice letter of thanks and appreciation from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the Netherlands. And after a year, I was decorated by Her Majesty the Queen at that time as a knight. And really, I'm very proud of it. I am really very, very, very proud of it. So that's the story. Decorated.
But this is an amazing thing. So I want to actually find out from you. Because many people will say, okay, fine, yeah, she's decorated as a knight, but you had no intention other than wanting to help somebody.
Exactly.
To help people. And that is something that in this particular time and this time that we are experiencing, it is about going above and beyond the call of duty to reach out to people and reach out to others so that we may be a contribution to others. And whether you're going to be decorated as a knight or not, the fact of the matter is it is very, very enlivening for everyone to actually experience the joy of being able to help somebody else. I think that is a remarkable thing. And I think that you have got the amazing gift of being able to do that for everybody. So that's the part of your being decorated as a knight. But can you tell us what happened with your business in Syria? I mean, Syria has been through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
What happened to your business in Syria, and when did you come to Dubai?
Yeah, so if you go through my CV, you will see that even though I was working with my father, but I was always involved in a lot of committees, in a lot of NGOs, in a lot of business groups, even in Damascus. So I was traveling very often. I was following up. I was very well connected. And I was a little bit known, let me say, as a distinguished businesswoman because I was dealing with shipping. I was, by that time, the only female conducting shipping.
Yeah,
I was only
you don't hear of many women being in shipping anyway.
Yes, exactly. So I am telling you a story which is dated back to 1983, 82, 81. So by that time, I mean, it was not existing. Then I was always involved in many things at the same time. And then I decided in 2010, I decided that I am willing to start a new business for myself, for my children. I mean, besides the family business that I was going into as well. So I went to Damascus. I entered into a huge investment. I rented a big mall, and 3 supermarkets in the rural area of Damascus. And I signed the contract on the 1st of March 2011. And the war started in Syria on the 15th of March 2011. So 15 days after signing the contract, the war started in Syria. So I was already involved in a big loan that I took from a bank. And I started losing everything because the war started, and war was in the rural area of Damascus, back and forth, and blah blah, all these things that I'm not willing to enter in. But everything was stolen. Every single thing in the mall, everything was stolen, and also in 3 supermarkets. So I went back to Latakia and I was left with a big loan, with a lot of debts because I didn't have enough time even to start to run my business as I should. And I went back. When I went back to Latakia, I think that people thought that I became very rich after spending a few months in Damascus and owning a mall. So, some bad guys thought that maybe threatening me by that I'm going to be kidnapped, and they were really following me. So they it was a horrible period of time. Sometimes I still feel very confused when I talk about it. So I was threatened to be kidnapped, myself and my daughter. She was 20 years old by that time. So I had just to run away from Syria, and holding Serbian passports, it was very easy for us to come to Dubai. I already had a residency permit in Dubai because I was traveling for business purposes. So I brought my family with me and we came to Dubai. So I left everything behind. I left my parents, my family, my house as it is. I mean, I still had food in the fridge. I kept everything as it is and we left and we came to Dubai.
My God.
So do you want to ask me any question or I continue the story?
No, but it's really remarkable for when you're talking about it. I'm remembering the time when I was in Kuwait myself and with my daughter, and it was just 15 days, funnily enough, that we had just shifted into a brand new home, and after 15 days, we were attacked. Kuwait was attacked by Iraq.
Yeah.
Saddam Hussein came in, and we were exactly in the same predicament. It was really, really. But the amazing part is, share with us as to what inspired you to take action to come into Dubai, and when you reached Dubai, Yasmina, what happened? Tell me what happened then.
So I left everything behind and I came to Dubai. So first of all, we stayed at the hotel, myself and my daughter. And I have a very good friend, an old friend. She is local here, Dr. Aisha Sayar. I always like to nominate her because I owe her a lot. She is my guardian angel, really. So I told her, Doctora, I am here. What you are doing? I said, I am at a hotel waiting for the war to come to an end in maybe in few days in Syria. We didn't know that even till 2020, we still have some troubles. So she told me, no, she is the owner of a big chain of schools in United Arab Emirates. She told me, no, you have to come and you should take, I have flats for teachers. Please come and share a flat with two other teachers. You have a room for you and your daughter.
How amazing.
So we came into this room. So I had to stay with my daughter, and we were not used to stay together for a long time. It could pass for 10 days, for 15 days. But then, she felt so uprooted. She was 20. She had to leave the university. She had to leave her friends, family, everything. So she was crying all the time. So, and on top of everything, I had to sleep next to her. And I like to, I like to wake up very early. She likes to sleep longer. And we started looking for university and she was crying nonstop. So I thought that I may better leave the room for her. And I went to, I hope I could share pictures with you. So I went to a very small room at the entrance of the house. It was the maid's room. So it was really exactly for one small bed to be put. And I had my bathroom and I moved there. I spent 2 years in the small maid's room. Because I wanted to have my daughter healthy. I mean, healthy morally, to be able to go back to university.
Exactly.
Everything, mentally as well. So I said, I'm grown enough. I can, blah, blah. But then I didn't know that, first of all, I was sleeping next to the router and to a lot of electrical things which are necessary for the house. So I was really, literally stuck to these things. And then, I was hiding my pain. I just wanted children to be safe and sound and to follow up their regular life. So I found university in Ajman for my daughter, and I spent 2 years at home, but we were in Sharjah. So I was going to Dubai visits. I was looking to these big towers. My God, what can I do here? What kind of work? What kind of business? because I could not deal in shipping anymore. And in Dubai, you cannot find a shipping line who is waiting for you to come from Syria and then to nominate you. I was brave. I was brave as well in retail. In every tower in Dubai, you have a supermarket, so I could not do it. And then I really ran out of money because I was paying the huge loan that I took for the investment in Damascus.
Yes.
I had to sell. I had a small house in Belgrade. I had to sell it as well in order to survive. So, you know, two years were passing so slowly for me. I was crying all the time. I was looking, what can I do? I need to work, you know, being a businesswoman. I felt uprooted. I felt lost, really. I was looking in Dubai to all these big towers. What can I do? And I didn't know that I was entering into sickness until the day when I fell down. I lost conscious. Children and their friends had to carry me to a hospital, to emergency. And the doctor told me that there is some things should be 50, the percentage in our body. And at 5, the heart stops beating. So you die. I had 6.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yes, it was low up to 6. Yeah, I always died. So the doctor made me leçon de morale, moral lesson. So what are you doing to yourself? You are killing yourself. Why you don't? And looking to my daughter who was crying, you know, I can cry now as well. I felt what I'm doing to myself. I mean, it's not my way to live. So I have to stand up again to really start thinking, what can I do in Dubai, which is too big for me, but I have to find a place for myself. So I went back home and I was really determined that I want to start a business. So I called Doctora Aisha. I told her, Doctora, I have to work, otherwise I will die. She told me, whatever you want to do, you need a local partner. I am your partner by 51%, because these are rules.
Yeah.
Then it was even easier for me to think what to do. So I thought, I have no money. I don't have enough money. So what is my real capital? What's my real capital? It's my network. Those are my connections.
Your yeah, as I've heard many people say, is your net work is your net worth. I heard my
Exactly.
say it the other day when she was on a call, and it's really true. So I'm just going to come in over here and just reiterate what it is that you've said. So from being a person who has been brilliant in achieving awesome responses, awesome way of working, getting amazing results, knowing what it is that you have to do and doing it well, and running a business successfully, to suddenly be uprooted and come into a new place where you have no idea what to do, but you have fortunately a guardian angel who puts you up. And yet, of course, being a strong woman as you are, and the kindness that you are, and the generosity of spirit that you have, Yasmina, you give up everything that you would like, that you were comfortable with, so that your daughter would be more comfortable. So it's really an interesting thing to see. And how many of us are actually doing it even now? Okay. But the essential part is the second part of your story, which I'm going to now ask to talk about, is what actually changed? What made you wake up and shake up to realize that if you are not around, nothing could be created? So tell me about the part that you've shared with me, that you collapsed, you went into hospital, you've just said it, but what actually happened there? What made you choose to change and consciously make an effort to become what it is that you're doing today? Please share with us.
Yeah. So first of all, it was the crying eyes of my daughter looking at me. So I mean, I felt that if I'm gone, I mean, even my children will be lost. Then I thought about my parents, and then I thought about myself, you know. I mean, I was a queen in my country, you know. I was walking in the street, people were whispering, really, it's Yasmina Azhari, it's Yasmina Azhari. So why I'm doing this to myself? I have to find a way to survive, to live again, to stand up again. I have to think. I have to find a way. I don't want to die. I mean, I want to become again the old Yasmina.
Mm.
So I thought, what can I do? I mean, when you cannot find what you cannot do, whatever you like to do, you have to find something in which you are brave, or in which you can be brave.
Mm.
So I saw that my connections, my accumulated positive reputation, are really my treasures that I have with me. So I brought all the business cards that I have in Syria. I
Mm.
collected during the 2 years a lot of business cards, and I established a very small network. I sent emails, separated emails to everybody. Hello, I'm Yasmina. I am in Dubai. If you are looking for anything, I can help you. If you need anything, if you want to
Mm.
sell anything, just let me know. And after 15 days, I looked at the list and I discovered that I have 16 orders. It was
Wow.
only from my friends, you know. I
Mm.
am looking for steel. I am looking for, I don't know what. I have a house to sell. And I got the idea. And
Yasmina,
then my son,
sorry to interrupt you, darling, but there is some sort of disturbance. Are you moving
it's,
something around, because it's coming through very, very clearly?
I'm not moving. Is it,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly now.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
Now. Hmm.
Okay,
Keep
so
going.
that's what we did. And then I established a company. It was first of all Al-Yam. Al-Yam in Arabic means the ocean.
Wow.
So why did I choose this name? Because it's full of surprises. It's full of mystery.
Hmm.
It's full of pearl, and it's full of fish. It's full of everything. So it's Aliyam International Commercial Brokers. So we are acting as commercial brokers. We have now a big network which comprises around 40,000 connections around the world.
Hmm.
I am selling projects around the world. I have hotels in Spain. I have an airport in Russia. I have different things. So we are acting as commercial brokers. We are doing fine. We are well established. My daughter graduated from university. My son got 3 children
Mashallah.
during during these 8 years, and everything is fine now. I stopped going to Syria at the first 3 years when I came here because I was scared to death to go back. But then I met an old friend of mine who became a very big businessman in Syria nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So I met him accidentally in Lebanon, in Beirut, when I was there to see my parents.
Mm-hmm.
And he invited me to become as a consultant. So he is the owner now and the chairman of one of the biggest holding companies in Syria.
Okay.
So I became the advisor, and I became responsible for the social responsibility file. I'm taking care of one of the biggest NGOs in Syria. It's Al Fawz charity.
Yeah, I remember when I called you last, you told me that you were so busy because you were
Yes,
organizing food and
yes,
supplies to go to Syria.
yes. And now we are distributing in Syria during Ramadan 50,000 big packs of food to poor
Wonderful.
people.
Totally
Yes,
wonderful.
yes. So that's my story.
That's amazing. Yasmina, but more than anything else, what is it that you are helping other people to learn from what it is that you have experienced? And that's why I've got you on the call, because there's so many pearls, hidden pearls in all of it that you've said. And if I can just reiterate what those hidden pearls are. But before I do that, I'd like you to share with our audience what are the three most important things that you could share with us that could be amazing lessons for us to learn, and to
Yes.
look at change not as something that is going to break us down and we fall to pieces, but what
Yeah.
has conscious change brought to you in the way that you operate, that has created such a lot of amazing results for you. How can we learn from that? Would you like to share three of them with us, please? Or even more if you
Yeah.
have.
Okay. I learned that we have never to wait for opportunities. We have to create them.
Cool.
All what we need is courage, self-confidence, self-esteem, passion to what we believe in, and really vision. So even if we don't find what we are brave in, we discover later on that we can be brave in many other things.
Yes.
Second thing is try and fail, but never fail to try. I tried, and at the beginning it was not easy, but then I was insisting until I succeeded. Now, the best one is for me, no matter how exhausting life could be, don't bend. There are those who lean on you. So it could be your parents, your children, your family, sometimes your employees who are waiting for you to follow up. So we should always be strong, really. Achievers are people who were searching for the circumstances that they want. When they didn't find them, they made them. And
They
it's really
created them, exactly. Yeah.
exactly. So now I have a system in my company, and it's me who created the system. So everybody is asking me, from where did you get it? From where did you get the idea? I say, I swear to God that it's my pure idea, but it's the need, it's the will, it's a strong will that pushed me to do it.
Yeah. They say when tough situations occur, then the tough people show up and actually create different possibilities and ways. And it's all about truly allowing yourself to be shaken up, because it's a shake up and a wake up call for many of us who are
Yeah.
on the call right now. So it's not about crumbling and dying, or feeling depressed or rejected and I can't do this and this is not possible. The questions that I'd like to always ask our listeners, and I share with everyone openly, is like, what can we do right now? Who can we be at this moment? Because it's more about who you're showing up as that will create what it is that you can do as your next venture. There's
Yeah.
something that I'd like to ask on behalf of our listeners, because I'm picking up many people saying, oh, yes, Yasmina could have been from a rich background, yes, and she had money and blah, blah, blah. But I have to ask you, Yasmina, in the time of need, in the time of desperate situations,
Yeah.
what did you do to be able to earn the money, to be able to pay back everyone that you owed money to? And how did you survive at that particular time when you didn't have work and your daughter had to go to college and all of this stuff, and you were sharing this apartment? How do you manage
Yeah.
for your funds? How do you manage the money part?
Yeah, I had very, very, very little money. And, once it was Eid after Ramadan, it was feast.
Mm-hmm.
So I invited my son and his wife for lunch, and I had only 200 dirhams in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know what to buy in order to have a lunch, because for 200 dirham, we were five for Eid lunch.
Yeah.
So first of all, I started crying, and then I discovered that I can do a lot of small things
Mm-hmm.
just to fill in a table and to have a nice lunch. But as I told you, I had to sell my house in Belgrade.
Yes.
When I was in Sharjah, I was not paying any rent.
Mm.
Then I took loan. Then I had to take a loan as well. And from the loan here, I was able to survive a little bit. When we started the office, I started earning money, and I paid back all the loan. I hate loans. I really hate loans. But when you have to take, then you take. But we passed through really tough times.
Yeah. Yeah, there are lots. So what I have actually learned from you and in your experiences is that no matter what happens, if you've got the will to be
Yeah.
different, no matter what change is occurring, no matter what's happening on the outside, the inside has to be strong and adamant to be able to carry on and out create any limitation that is coming from the outside, quite honestly.
Yeah.
The
Yes,
second is,
totally agree.
yeah, and the second thing that I got was that no matter who you were in the past, what
Yeah.
you are now is really most important. So, yes, the past actually helped you to stand up on your 2 feet. So, everyone has had experiences. Everyone has been through ups and downs. But try and remember what's on the upside that you did that really made you feel good about you, and use that as a strength, and for you to stand up tall and not play small anymore. Seriously.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
But Jennifer, I just wanted to add something. When I decided that I want to live,
Mm.
I started applying for job first of
Mm.
all before thinking what business can I do. So I
Mm.
was sending my CV. I was called maybe 15 times for interviews,
Mm.
and then after talking to me, I don't know why they were scared from employing me. So, oh, we are sorry, you are overqualified. So I was coming back and calling my father, Baba, I'm overqualified. He said, okay, minimize from your CV. Just erase few things. I said, I cannot because I'm a package. I
Mhm.
mean, I cannot, I'm selling myself as a package and it's my real history. It's really what I did during my whole business life. And
Mhm.
then, and then that's why I found somebody who could really evaluate me, my old friend, and who nominated me as an advisor. Alhamdulillah.
Which is
Alhamdulillah.
great. It's really really good. So each one of us goes through situations, and yes, many things are changing here now. How we do our business, how we actually show up in our relationships, how we actually show up with family. There are lots of
Yes.
things that are changing, but if we were to choose to be present with everything that's going on and not to be enveloped with the change that is coming from outside, to
Yeah.
to take us off track. The track always has to be clear. Who are you, and what is it that you would like to become? What would you like to do? Which is what it is that everyone should be actually focusing on, because that's the only way to outcreate yourself. And even at a time of difficulty, keep thinking about how you can actually make a change, because each and every one of us is totally unique.
Yes.
And it is in our
Yes.
uniqueness that it is that we have to actually go deep and see what it is that truly makes us unique. And each one of us has skills. For us to say that we don't have skills and we're useless is ridiculous, because each one of us has got a gift. And I think at a time like this, we're so called upon, and we are really privileged and blessed, quite honestly, at this particular time. When we say we don't have time before, now is the time for us to really check in to what it is that our gift is, so that we can be a contribution to everyone else. And yes, earn money with it too. We don't have to
True.
only depend on jobs. We do not only have to wait for people to give us things. We are here to actually create for ourselves. That's what this whole thing is all about. So, Yasmina, thank you so much for spending time with us. And I would like to probably invite you back, Yasmina, to give us a little bit more of what it is that you did, because I like the way that you said that you have an operating system, and I love operating systems.
Yeah.
I love operating systems.
I share it with you with great pleasure.
No, but
Thank you so much,
no,
Jennifer.
no, but Yasmina, it's not about sharing it with me. You're going to be talking about it to everyone else too.
Yes, but do you want me to say it now? How
No,
how
no,
do we
no, no,
conduct
no, no,
our
no.
business?
No, we're going to do it for another call and make it specific to
Okay.
that. But the amazing part is this. Let me ask you a question before you sign off. Is
Yes.
that operating system that you created? I've got to ask you this question. Was it set in stone that it cannot change, or was it set in a way that is
No.
flexible and malleable, that can change according to what the time is and what situations
Yes.
are?
Jennifer, I changed it more than 15 times during the
Yes.
last 3 years,
Thank you very much. I wanted to
Of
hear that.
course.
So everywhere that people are thinking that when once you create an operating system, it has to be set in stone, please think again, because we are the ones who create the operating systems. And we also do
Yes.
not have to become victimized by the operating system. We are there to change it. So create an operating system that actually can work for you and does not work
Mhm.
against you.
Yeah. Yeah, really, really, really. Until this moment, time changes, the way of conducting business changes, and then you are facing new challenges. You are facing new situations. So we are always adding, modifying, adding, but we are in the same lane. I mean, we are,
Exactly.
we are. we are on pipe, I mean in same pipe, but we
Mhm.
only modify, and it's to the benefit to our company and to our clients.
Very true. So, Yasmina, thank you very much for taking the time. I know you're a busy grandmother and a businesswoman and an advisor and a consultant and a knight and a pioneer. Hats off to you, lady. I bow my
Thank you
head
so much.
down to you for an amazing contribution that you are to the world and everyone around you. Thank you very
Thank
much for
you.
taking the time, Yasmina. I truly
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
so much. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to
I
talk
know.
and to share my experience. Thank you,
No,
Jennifer.
no, thank you so much. And I'll be getting in touch with you in a couple of weeks to invite you again for another conversation on conscious change. And
Yes.
before I sign off, I'd like to just say that change is constant. But today we also heard a lady talk about the changes that she experienced, and it was a personal choice for her to stand up tall and not to fall, but to stand up tall and to make it for herself and everyone around us. So thank you very much for that, Yasmin. You take
Thank
care
you.
and really
Thank
look forward to speaking with you again.
you.
Bye
You to
for now.
take care. Thank you so much. Thank
Thank you
you.
very
Bye,
much.
Jennifer.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Bye.
Bye bye.